Hello and welcome to Creating Cards with Alexandra. I'm Alexandra, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today we're going to get downright and inky as we do some ink blending today and also use some dies. These are the artistic dies. They actually coordinate with the Artistically Inked stamp set, but they're great standalone dies as well. So this is going to be a little bit more time-consuming video. So let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, we are going to take a piece of just basic black cardstock and we are going to cut this to 6 inches. Okay, so we have this long sheet of cardstock. And then I have my adhesive sheets. And these are pretty easy to work with. You just peel off the strips here. So that's one long strip. And if you want to, you can cut these very easily if you just need a little strip of these. But for today's purpose, we need a big long sheet because we're going to cut one of our dies 3 times. Okay, oops, I'm sorry, I just bumped the camera. So I'm going to take this, I've taken off the little protective sheets, and we're just going to put this on the back of our basic black. I press it down pretty well. And there is some overhang, so I can just, it's very easy. That just rips right off. Okay, so then I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine. And for this purpose, for today, so we're going to be using this die. And let me go ahead, turn up my lighting here so you can see a little bit better. There, I think that's a little bit better. So we're going to take, this is our adhesive sheet. We've put adhesive on the back of our cardstock. And my machine, since this is such an intricate die with all those little tiny holes, I have a shim, and I'm just going to place that on here. That will add more pressure to this die cut. If you don't have a plastic shim like this, you can just use a piece of cardstock or two. Like I said, that just adds more pressure to this die to help get those little pieces out of there. So I'm going to run this through, and then I'll run it through again. Actually do this about 4 times. Okay, so then we'll just peel this off. And I can tell these have all been cut out pretty well. If you think you need to, you can run this through again, just to make sure all those little pieces come out, especially when you're working with adhesive sheets. So then I have, this is just the top of a shoebox, and I have this little pad and my die cutting brush, and I'm just going to go over this. And if you can tell, all these pieces are popping out. So it's really quite easy. And then you can flip it around and see where you're missing the holes at. Okay, and then I usually give it a little whack there, kind of releases this. And then we're left with this die. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut 3. I want 3 of these. And this will all make sense once we start putting the card together. So just for the sake of time, I've already done that. Go ahead and bring those in. And we're just going to start adhering these together. Okay, so you'll just take off this backing. It peels off very easily. And I will tell you, I started at the bottom and I just line this up. And if you can get this one leaf here in place, the other ones just pretty much easily fall right into place. So we're just adding some dimension to really make this die cut pop off the page. Because it's so intricate, we really can't put the dimensionals, like Stampin' Dimensionals, on the back. So see how easily that lined up? And then if you have little pieces in there, just poke them with your, take a pick tool, and they just pop right out. Okay, and then we'll do that again. If you want to, you could do this, you know, 4 or 5 times if you really want a lot of dimension. But I did 3, and it worked out very well. And I actually did this with glue the first time I made it, and the glue was fine, but I just ended up getting glue all over my fingers. So then when I continued on with the card, I kept sticking to everything, and I did not like that. And then when I washed my hands, I just felt like I couldn't get the glue off. So it wasn't a lot of glue, but it was just enough to be annoying. So okay, so that's all lined up. Got some thickness to that. Pop out these little pieces that are left in there. Okay, and then we're going to put this aside, and then we'll work on the other part of our card. Okay, so then we have, I just have a piece of scratch paper. I buy like kind of inexpensive cardstock, so I can kind of, if I want to do, if I have an idea, but I don't know if it'll work out or not, I like to have just scratch papers. And then I have, this is my mint tape. It's very low adhesive tape. You could use washi tape, but sometimes washi tape, some of them have a lot of stick on the back. So if you use this with a this technique with washi tape, I would kind of put it on your clothes or your skin and get some of that tack off. So I am just going to create a border with this. So I'm going to go right to the edge of my cardstock, and I'm also going to adhere it down. This is so my cardstock won't move on me. And I will put a link in the video below. This is mint tape. I think I got this maybe at scrapbook.com. But I know like Pixie tape, they sell that on Amazon and stuff. So I'll find a link for that and then link up below. So then I have Fresh Freesia and Bubble Bath. And I'm actually going to start with the Fresh Freesia. And you're just going to start inking this on. And you could do this technique with so many different colors. Blues would look nice. I just washed my brushes last night, so they don't have very much ink on them. You just want to keep on building the color to where you want it. Okay, and then I have my bubble bath. And then I do, when I get to the two colors together, I just blend them into one another. And then I'll go back and forth until I get where I want to be. This takes some time, so this is going to be a card that goes to someone you really, really love. That's for sure, because it is a little time consuming. It yields a very beautiful result, though. Okay, so I think that's where I want to be. There we go. And then you'll just carefully remove this tape and look at what you're left with. Just a beautiful clean line for your card base. All right. Okay, so then we are going to bring in this piece here and just peel off that backing, place it on our card. And press that down. And I actually used one of my large blocks to just kind of press that down. And I left that on there until I finished up the rest of the card. So then I have a piece of, this is Highland Heather. Or no, I'm sorry, this is Fresh Freesia. Sure. No, this is Highland Heather. I apologize. All right. And then I have a piece of, this will go on the inside. I'm going to, this for the inside, this is, I guess I failed to mention that as well. I apologize. This is for both of these white, basic white pieces. This is 5 1/4 or 5 1/4 by 4. And then the black piece that I layer it with, this is 4 1/8 by 5 5/8. So I will have the same measurements for the inside and the outside. Okay. All right, so that's the inside. And then we'll go ahead and take this. There we go. I don't think it's sticking very well because this ink is so wet. So you might want to wait until this dries a little bit. I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of, I think I want to maybe dry this a little bit with my heat gun. All right, that's better. Okay. All right, and we'll place that on there. There we go, that's better. Yeah, just make sure that this ink blending, because there is so much ink on there, just make sure that that ink is dry. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and put our little black layer on. And then we'll adhere this to our card base. Okay, and then I have, this is just a jelly roll pen. This is just a white. And then I went on here and I just put little white dots all over it. And you can pick up these jelly roll pens in your local store, like a Target or a Walmart, or Amazon, of course. And then this could be, you can use any sentiment for this. I thought that this was so striking. I didn't really figure out if I want to put a sentiment on the outside or just leave it plain. I thought this would make a very nice sympathy card, but I don't have any current sentiments right now. So I did pull out a sentiment from, this I believe was from last year, Kindness and Compassion. We do have some stamp sets in the current catalog that have sympathy sentiments. I just don't have any of them down there. And then I took my Wink of Stella, smacked it all over here. Okay, so it gives it some beautiful shimmer. And if you want to, you can even add with the pen itself. I just went along the stem. Okay, so then that's our card. It's a little bit more involved. Now I'll bring in my other card that I did last night. I just flipped the colors. Now you could take, I took this Sincere Condolences, and I'm not sure, I think I like that, but I'm not sure. So I think I'm just going to leave it off so for when the occasion comes up, whatever occasion I can pull out. But it was just so pretty. I didn't want to add anything to it, but I'll probably put that on there across the flower. Or if you wanted to, you can have the orientation of your card this way and maybe put down our Sincere Condolences maybe at the bottom or even at the top. So either way, you can do that. And then I did make a darker panel last night. This one I used Berry Burst and Gorgeous Grape, but it was just a little too dark for me. I didn't think that the black didn't show up as well. But you can try different color combinations. Like I said, blues would look really pretty, or even greens. So that's our card for today, a little bit more involved, but definitely a beautiful, beautiful outcome to that. So thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. I am very thankful that you decided to watch my tutorial. If you would, please give me the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Also, sharing helps me grow my channel, and it's easy to do. I will list all of the items used today in the description below, which will direct you straight over to my shopping page, which helps support me. So thank you so much and have a joyful day. Bye-bye.